going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and I wanted to do this little video. I don't have too much time today, so I thought, why not just go in here and talk about something that I found was interesting. I got a comment from my boy James Carter, and he asked me, in your opinion, what do you think of Sega's published mobile games and the crossovers they managed to have with popular games and their crossovers? I was talking to my friend about DX2 and how they had Bayonetta, Berserk, and DMC, Devil May Cry, compared to his Destiny's Child and their Weeby Boob Central crosses. Is it worth having better IPs or more naked ladies? Now, I took this as like slightly different. Like I was like, I'm not exactly sure what Sega published mobile games. I'm a little bit sure, but what I wanted to do is kind of talk about collaborations or crossovers and things like that in general. Now, if you guys don't know, I think most of us, and this is going to be the first question that I wanted to talk about, is do games need collaborations or crossovers or anything like that? Another one that oh my god, yes, let me go into this game. So what I did is I kind of like pulled up some gacha games, some pretty famous gacha games, and god, is it so hard. I'll just show this to you for like a second. I want to look up Punishing Gray Raven, right? The Nier collab is actually going on right now, right? That's kind of cool. I didn't even know it was going on now. I'm trying to get to Punishing Gray Raven's actual page, and I always find it a pain in the ass to actually find it because there's so many creators on certain games that it just makes it insanely hard to find the one game that I'm looking for, the actual YouTube channel. There we go. We just have to go filters, Punishing Gray Raven. I'm assuming it's this one with 71K. So the way that I'm kind of doing this is that I go in here and I kind of type in like collab, and hopefully that pops up, collaboration, and we gotta get that. So I'm kind of using the views of this to kind of like a little bit kind of tell a story, right? So we got 33K here, right? We got 19K on this guy. Obviously 2B is more popular, 28K. This channel has 71K, right? So collaborations, I think, oh yeah, this one, A2PV, cool. I think that, just to get a little glimpse of, I think that was the only one that they had, right? Now, I think that it's really important that if it's done well, I do think that it is a good addition to the game, but at the same time, I find that it's not necessary. And the reason why I'm saying it's not necessary is that, like, I found a couple games. I found one game, obviously, that breaks the mold. It's a game that breaks the mold a lot. I wonder if you guys can guess it. Come on, you got 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds. You can pause the video, let me know, like, comment, subscribe. Hey, thank you so much. That one game that I'm gonna mention a little bit later that does not have any collabs, I think would do well with a collab, but just doesn't really need it. Doesn't need to, do that money exchange, all this copyright, trademarky things. They probably don't need to do it. They're probably perfectly fine not doing it. So that's one thing. So do you guys think that gacha games need to do collabs? I find it even what was it? Was it Dislike? No, it was Artery Gear. Artery Gear just finished their collab, as you saw in my very sad video. They said, hey, which collabs would you guys like us to do? Now, I think that it's a very easy way to kind of like gain it's good for the people that are already playing the game. Obviously they get that kick, right? That kick that they kind of want, that they're gonna be able to get like this really cool character. But I find that one thing is like, let me go into another game, right? Oh boy, there it is, Knights Chronicles, baby. Can I get the channel? This should be easy. Channel, Knights Chronicles. Hey, boom, it popped up. Oh god, there's no way. 51. Did they remove their? There's no way they removed their thing. I think Knights Chronicles might have actually removed their thing. Oh my god, maybe they removed their channel. That's funny. Luckily, I kind of have my own historical thing here. All right, so around here is when Arena Fights. No, I think that's when I was using the characters. I kind of want to go back to, here we go. So we have the Whis Guide, Ruby Rose, and Yang. Oh yeah, and Blake. I forgot Blake was. I forgot. That's the B in the damn thing. The summons for the characters. Now they had RWBY. They also had another one, I think, before that one. Yes, which was these. The oh my god, what the heck is it called? I feel so bad. What was it called? These stupid ghost people. Oh my god, I can't think of the name. I'm so bad, I can't think of the name. Yokai Watch, I think it's called, right? Yokai Watch, that was another collaboration that they had. And I think they had another one before that as well. They had, I think, 3 collaborations. Now, I remember specifically in this one, like all the collaborations, how good it was for the game, and it was, obviously pretty fun. You get like this big event, and you're like, oh my god, you want to summon for the new characters depending on how good they were. I just want to look at my views. Yeah, for what I could see, pretty much, I had a few, like back then, like 500, maybe to 1,000. Now, that was for this event. Now, if I go on to the RWBY, these were way bigger. Look at this. I actually did a lot more work for these, but the Blake guy was a decent amount there. Blake was 3K, 3.8K. Yang, I think, was pretty high, 3.9, just about the same. Ruby, just shy of 3K. Whis shouldn't be too high, 1.7. There we go. I just trying to using it as an example for Knights Chronicles. It really did well. Like in comparison to my other videos, it really brought well. It was really good for the content creation and things of that nature. That's pretty much all the point that I'm trying to say. It was really good all around. You obviously can't do collaborations back to back. There's always going to be space in between them, right? A lot of times I think they'll do one maybe once per year. I feel like sometimes they do once per year, or maybe even like twice per year, depending on what it is. Now, what James was talking about was kind of like, you have like Sega makes a game, and Sega obviously has IP. They really don't even need to like. They could just make Sonic. They could put Sonic in a game. Like Sega can make a completely random mobile game, right? And then just throw Sonic in there, as a guest character, and then it would be like a Sonic going there. They don't even have to worry about licensing and stuff. It's Sega making a game, so they can always throw Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman into a game. I think still that's pretty hype. I think that's pretty cool. I think that it works out very well. But again, is it necessary? Do you really need that? Do you really care? Do you hate when, let's say, when this one came in, these Yokai Watch characters, I was like, these things look stupid, or maybe you really don't like the character. And the next thing I'm gonna have to touch on is the kits. How strong? Like, would you summon for a character that you don't like the way that they look, but they were really strong? I'll tell you right now, this guy. Now this one was just weird, right? He's a little guy, but he actually had a pretty severe moveset. And I'm like, yo, this guy's actually pretty nice. I can't front that he's not like a really good character. But he looks stupid. And I was like, I don't want to invest my... But I'm like, hey, it's a collab. It's only going to come around once. You gotta get knee deep in it. You gotta do your best. So would you still summon even if you don't like it? So let me go to another game, right? Go into the loveliness that is the juggernaut of Epic 7. Epic 7 is still alive and kicking today. I feel like it still has standed the test of time. It's still doing really good. Epic 7 had, I was gonna say 7 Deadly Sins. Not 7 Deadly Sins. But what is it? Revive as a Slime they had, and they also had Guilty Gear, and they, what is this one? I forgot. ReZero they had. So about 3 collaborations so far. They do seem to cycle it every year or so. They usually redo it, which is smart, So now you don't really need necessarily to go so hard when you first see the collab. You can definitely get it on the back end. That's just like a whole thing. Yeah, they brought back the next year around. They brought back Elfelt, I think, for Guilty Gear. So they brought her back, and then they did Jacko. So like every year, I feel like they've been adding one character from Guilty Gear, which is awesome because the Guilty Gear players might come and say, let me check out this Epic 7 game. This looks pretty cool. And then 2, you just might want the character because the character's strong. Jacko, from at least what I remember, was pretty strong. Elfelt was okay. Dizzy was really strong. Yeah, Dizzy right here, really strong. This is not a collaboration unit. I think it's just the algorithm picking it up. Dizzy was extremely strong for a long period of time. How strong does the character have to be? Now, do you mind if the character is trash? I think the character has to be strong. You have to definitely... you guys already should know me. I always say that the character has to be strong. If it's a new character coming into the game, has to solve some type of problem, has to be worth investing. I know some people don't like that, but I don't know how you can have a character that doesn't do much damage or fill in a slot and a role in your crew. I just find that that's just really weird. And I was just trying to think, like, you know, games that are just coming out or that not struggling. Like Dislight's not struggling, Counterside not really struggling right now. But should those two games who currently don't have collaborations, should they be looking to do some? Should Counterside get collaborations with, even though from what I can tell, has been doing very well with their own custom created characters. Dislight, custom created characters. Though Dislight is obviously using a lot of gods, mythology, stuff like that. Should they still try to go with, like, let's say if they put Kratos into the game, that'd be amazing. The God of War franchise added into Dislight in some way, shape, or form. I think that that would be a phenomenal thing, and I think that that would be crazy. I mean, yes, they'll have to do something with the names of the characters because, you know, let's just say like Hermes in God of War or something else. Or they could just add in Kratos by himself. They don't have to do what a lot of these gacha games are doing now when it comes to, like, they're adding in 2-3 characters at a time. They're not just doing one-offs. But let's just talk about the elephant in the room. The game that is super successful, and like I'm saying, doesn't so far that I know. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Hold on. Talk about Genshin. Now, yes, when Genshin first dropped, it did have a little collaboration here with Alloy from what the frick is it? Horizon Zero Dawn, right? They did have that. Now, to my knowledge, they have not had any other collaborations since then. And it's even weird because Alloy doesn't really fit the cartoony thing. You can see, like, they had to make her look like a little kid. I feel like Alloy's much older in her respective games, but I think that's the only one that they have, and the game is ridiculously successful. Just look at this, 5.58 million. If you saw some of the other games that I just showed you, their subscriber count on YouTube is not even as nearly as high as Genshin Impact. They're like barely breaking over 100K. Their views don't break over like 100K. But if you just look at just first of all, 980 million, right? So you can clearly see that this game has no problem garnishing attention, things like that. If anything, you would look at Genshin Impact at this point, if it was to collab, it's almost to help the other game. Like, you're looking at it like, oh, thank you, Genshin. I'm so happy that you did that for us. I really appreciate it. The thing that I'm finding pretty interesting is that, like look at these views, man. And this is their own, you know, pretty much their own content. They have tons of views, and then if you were to then spread that out, obviously the people that are very popular in this community are gonna have crazy numbers as well. Exoxychute and Clint actually spoke about this when they were talking about, you know, people botting and things like that. They actually mentioned this as well about, like, you know, you can kind of tell, like, you know, how big a game is, like what your views should look like based on a game. Like, look at the potential growth by becoming a good coming out of nowhere and becoming a really good content creator for this game. Look at it, 6 days ago, still pulling really high numbers. 2 days ago, almost 500,000 views on whatever the hell this is. You know, popular uploads, like their story teasers, their characters. This a character, and I remember watching this. This is only a 2-minute video. I like this character. This character looks so G'd up, and this is what the strength of this game is. I still have one of my highest viewed videos on my channel is when I covered Genshin Impact. I made a joke about how I really wanted a character to be in the game. That character ended up dying, so I could never have that character in the game. And then all of a sudden, the views on that video just skyrocketed out of nowhere. So this game, would you tell a Genshin Impact that it really needs collaborations and all that other stuff and go through all those loops and bounds? Or do they just stay the course? Just keep making their own characters, keep advancing in their own story? Because a lot of the times with collabs, it's kind of like a stalling point where you take a break really from like adding more to your story, adding more to your world, and you take a break to kind of like find a way, a loophole into how that game or that franchise comes into this game, and that takes a little while. Like, sometimes it's easy. I think Epic 7 has the most seamless one because Epic 7 already has multiple worlds, multiple dimensions and stuff like that, so it's very easy to say like this character just flew through a portal or a whatever they call it in the game, like some type of worm gate or whatever, and boom, here they are. A lot of other times it's like very difficult, and like sometimes the story, I mean, just seems weird, and I guess sometimes you don't even have to explain the story. You just say, well, here it is, here's the collab characters, bow, enjoy. But usually they add a story, they add a little event, they usually put a lot of effort towards it. But if you don't need to do that, then why? Like, why not just stay the course and just make characters do their little thing? Look at this, chicks dancing and stuff in the preview. Why not just do that? I'm just saying. So I'm curious of what you guys think. Do you guys feel that all gachas in some way, shape, or form, or eventually should do collaborations, or should they just work on their own world? Should they expand, and how important is that to you? If a game never has a collab, do you feel like the game is dead? Do you think that it can revive a dead game? I would say no. But it is interesting. You definitely have seen FG. FG would cover a game, all of a sudden it's getting a collaboration, and he's very excited. And with his power, I guess, influence on the gacha community, you know, if he drops a video and he shows you a game that you maybe have stopped playing, and then you're like, well, man, I really kind of want to play that game again, or I really like that collab, let me test it out. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of curious. It's a very discussionary video. I hope you guys sound off in the comments. I'm really curious how you guys feel about collaborations in these games. But hey, I guess I just gotta wait for you guys to chime in, and then we'll have a fun little discussions in the comment section below. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.